Ladies and
Yo,
gentlemen, the three-time returning champion, founder of Paragon, Gavin. How's it going,
yo,
brother?
yo, yo. Is my mic working this time?
You sound great. Yeah, your Wi-Fi is working,
Dude,
which is all that matters.
dude, that first ever since the first time I hopped on and like my mic wasn't working, it's giving me PTSD. So like every single time I always make sure I talk to my audio engineer. I'm like, just double check everything. I do not want it to be like the first time.
Was your mic not working the first time? I wasn't
I
here the
I think the
second
first
time.
I think the first time I hopped on microcap gyms, like that was the whole like it was bugging out and stuff like that.
Well, you sound crisp now.
Yeah,
Sound good.
I appreciate it. It's good to be back. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely, dude. So what is this? Is another little Paragon update we're doing today? What's
Oh,
going
for
on?
sure, for sure. I gotta let the boys know. I'm sorry that Josh's internet cut out. I was looking to speak to both of you guys.
Oh man, I know, dude. I wish. And Chill's on vacation to Europe, so we
Oh
gotta make
shoot.
do, bro. You know how those
Yeah.
you know how
Yo,
it goes.
chill's spinning some realized profit
Oh
in
yeah.
Europe.
Yeah.
That's nice.
It came at the worst time. He was like, "Man, we're just ramping up this show. Like markets look really good, but I've been planning this trip for a year." So he's off to Europe, man. A little jealous,
You
but good for
got to do
him.
what you got to do. Sometimes things are in the pipeline way before the success starts. But yeah, I've been like seeing you guys every single time I see micro cap gyms like live. The viewer count just keeps growing and growing and growing. And like, dude,
Absolutely.
it's so good to see. It's so good to see.
Awesome, dude. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I
Yeah.
see I got this on my screen real quick too, and I'm not sure if this is what you came on to talk about, but Fibonacci commented on the stream. He said PRGN coded, and you can see holder count going up and supply going down. Like these are the metrics you want to see. Your burns have been going good, going steady from real revenue. But yeah, let's hear it, Gavin. What do you come on here to talk about?
Yeah, for sure. So I feel like last time we spoke, I was talking about PTU points. So
Yep.
obviously, we want holding Paragon to be not only accessible to my customers that we service 10, 20, 30 people a day. We're trying to kind of start steering them towards that discount from Paragon. And obviously, people have been loving that you see all the burn supply and whatnot. But sometimes our investors aren't gamers. I mean, there's a couple of my whales and stuff like that, and people in our chat. They're 30 years old. They got kids and stuff. They're not necessarily gamers, so they're not going to utilize that 3 times like discount for value for our services. So we wanted to like figure out another way to kind of like bolster the need to hold and also benefit from having Paragon. So that's when I brought up PTU points. So you hold certain amounts and levels of USD value to Paragon, then you redeem these points. So those are fully functional and live. We're now hosting those giveaways. If you hold Paragon, just by holding it, you start accruing these PTU points. That's directly on the website in the Paragon section. We just went live with our first set of giveaways, 2 Razer mouse that got sent to us. We have an Asus gaming monitor, 165 hertz, ultra
Real quick,
wide.
Gavin, are you able to pull this up? Do you want to pull some of this stuff up and just
Yeah, for sure,
showcase
for
it?
sure.
But yeah, sorry, keep going. Didn't want to
No, you're
interrupt
good.
you.
You're good. Let me pull this up.
And I guess my question would be, we saw like a really good initial surge in people redeeming your services with the discount, the 3x boost you kind of get from it. Is
Yeah.
that still growing? Are you starting to see increases with that
So
or
per usual, as school and stuff, most of our customers are kids, people still in high school, college, and stuff. So seasons fluctuate. There's actually a
Mhm.
3 week off season for Valorant, Fortnite, and Apex, which are all pretty much our major games. So you still see that consistent burn revenue and people actually purchasing and not burning just to get those PTU points. But in the next like 2 to 3 weeks, when school kind of levels out, because kind of I think we're going into the first week of school now, and also tournaments
Yeah.
not being off, people aren't really have time to game and stuff like that, which gives us perfect amount of time because the burns that still come through, it's more tokens being burned, and it gives us more time to develop the PTU application and just iron out, finalize stuff on the website and dev backend, some more stuff that we'll add into the website I'll talk about. But yeah, I just pulled up the screen. Let me
Cool. Let's see it.
pull that up. Oh, window, perfect. Perfect. Yeah.
There it
So
is.
obviously you see the overview. This wasn't here before. So now we have the live prizes, giveaways of what you can redeem. So mind you, this is just for holding Paragon.
Okay.
Um, you earn these PTU points from holding it. You can then redeem for entries in these giveaways. So we have mouses and we have monitors. This is just a little small start. One of our sponsors sent over 2 mouses, and we had a Asus monitor for
That's
in one
fire.
of our houses and stuff like that. But these are just only going to get bigger. Macs, Apple headphones, AirPods, just basically anything tech. we know we're kind of in the gaming sector, but obviously we want to like broaden out to just pure tech. So anything that traders use, anybody that just normally working from home,
Oh,
headphones, Bluetooth.
that's really interesting. So when you say you want to broaden out to pure tech, is that a whole nother like business vertical? Or are you saying tech in terms of what you can redeem for these PTU points or enter giveaways for?
I would say in a broader standpoint. So right now, gaming is huge. It's a $41 billion industry. You can go to the YouTube. You can see all types of positive reception. 82K views 2 months ago, 27K views. So we know the
Nice.
marketing. We know the marketing to attract these gamers and bring them into our ecosystem. But everybody that uses a computer isn't a gamer. Some people just build computers because they need them for editing, rendering. I don't know if you're much of a gamer, but you live stream, you do content creation, etc. Post
Used to,
podcasts.
man. I used to game. You see the MCG account commenting BF6. Josh is like a massive Battlefield 6 guy. He loves
Yeah,
Battlefield 6.
yeah,
So he's
yeah.
a gamer. I used to game, man. I just lost the time. I've been trading and
Yeah, there's nothing.
that's it.
Same for me. I used to compete in Fortnite. You know what I'm saying, like, I have a ton of unlisted Fortnite montages and stuff like that. As you get older, sometimes you don't have the time.
Yeah,
But yeah, we want to broaden out to that big tech community because gaming is a small like slice of tech.
sure.
Actually, not. It's not really small. It's pretty big, but the tech industry is bigger as we know. So broadening out to these different businesses and companies. We actually had somebody reach out. They heard about us from TikTok. They own a PC warehouse and computer building,
Oh,
and they've
wow.
been looking for somebody for optimization, and they scale 6 figures a year. These are these partnerships and these connections that, though they aren't specifically towards gaming, but they ship out servers, routers, networking computers, just not gaming related tech. That's something that we can put our foot in the door and benefit from it. And when we incorporate Paragon, if we ask for 30 to 40% of it as payment, right?
Mm.
Dedicate 20% of that purchase to burns. A lot of our community is looking into staking and stuff like that. And so me and my dev are talking about potentially doing staking to earn more PTU points, locking your tokens for a set amount of time. So there's a lot of stuff on the board that, like, obviously we're playing the field,
Yeah.
and we know what's best for the project, but we're just super excited. So we were
I think
glad
I
to.
I think I remember our first conversation. We talked about like that vertical of uh, doing some sort of like software work or just helping out big companies. Like I know one of my buddies works at JP in IT, and like his only job is to help fix any problems that come up with Wi-Fi, computers, et cetera, et cetera. Like I would
Good.
love to see Paragon expand into that vertical and send people off to these big corporate conglomerations and companies and have them grinding, and then maybe it benefits the token in some way. So it's super interesting to see that you're like exploring that.
Yeah. So obviously the giveaways are huge. A lot of people have redeemed already. We're super excited to like ship those out. Entry ends tomorrow.
Mm,
So, and basically
23
24
hours.
hours. Yeah, 23 hours. So we've had, I think, like 90 or 100 entries. And these are just people that have held. I think some person bought like $150 worth of Paragon like 2 months ago, but he was able to redeem all three entries just off of the P2 points that were being earned.
So my question, I guess my next question would be, would there be a way to, and of course P2 is not a token, guys, like it's the point system. Would there be a way to buy and sell points to enter in these giveaways? I feel like I've seen that model before where people are
Yeah.
like, yeah, like raffle tickets.
Yeah, like raffle tickets. We wanted Paragon to be like the core currency of the ecosystem with
Yeah.
P2 points as the like non-deflationary aspect
Yeah.
of Paragon. So it doesn't like devalue it or anything like that. Um, we're partnering, we already have like a huge group chat full of streamers and content creators, YouTubers, competitive players that are ready for P2 development to be finished. We're working on streaming, graphic overlays, people pulling in over
Fire.
15 to 20K views with our graphics going to be slathered everywhere and
Fire.
advertising our P2 application. Um, Start paying those streamers out. Okay, you can enter into a giveaway with PTU points for mouse, keyboard, etc. But what if you could redeem those PTU points to play with your favorite streamer? Um, enter PTU points to compete in
Oh, that
actual
would be
tournament.
sick.
So we want to create sort of a marketplace. So the PTU points is actually the aspect of what we can add into our actual application, since there can't be any other currency or crypto. I feel like that's kind of where some other projects fall short of. If they can't do crypto in it, they're not going to do it. But with P2 points and Paragon, that's how we're able to get our apps listed on these major marketplaces like Microsoft Store and Steam. Waiting to hear back. It should be this week for the coming soon official like webpage. They approved our app, but they said, "Oh, we need you to resize your graphics." So you had to resize all of our graphics and then resubmit
There's
it.
always
So
something,
it's,
they're
yeah,
gonna
it's
find
just
it
like this
takes a
little thing,
week.
yeah. And so they sent the email like Friday at 7 p.m. and they're like, "Oh, wait, we have to wait 4 business days for the like." So we're like, "All right, cool." So we resent the graphics and stuff like that. Same with Epic Games. But yeah, we want to create like
Well,
obviously we want it
real
to
quick,
tie.
before we go anywhere else, let's touch on that a little bit. What does that, just for people that don't know, what does that do for your business? Like, what kind of user base does that unlock, et cetera?
Yeah, so if we go to our Microsoft Store, we hit 10.1K installs for Microsoft Store.
Wow, huge success.
So if you go to our Discord server and you just look at people from, or just type in Paragon, like in our Discord server, so many people, oh, I'm here from the YouTube video. I'm here from Performance V4. These weren't paying customers, but we've translated a ton of them into paying customers.
When did this, you guys only got in the Microsoft Store like a month ago, right?
I think over a month ago.
Oh, okay.
I think over a month ago, yeah. But there's been so much hype. Obviously, with a third-party software, some people aren't inclined to download it from our official website. So we were directing people, hey, if you don't trust to download from our website, go straight to the Microsoft Store. So you see that video with 80K views. Some people don't feel comfortable downloading it from the website. So then
Yeah.
it instantly just transfer. Oh, I'll just get it from the safe place. I'll get it from Microsoft Store. So
Wow,
just
those metrics are
easy trans.
awesome.
Yeah. So then with Steam and Epic Games, basically we're just building that relationship, building that criteria for basically our company as Paragon Tweaks. So in PTU, which we're super excited, we're actually releasing footage of it today that we're super excited to share to you guys. This is
Ooh,
basically the first time that we're sharing like a live video of it. Everything's
let's
just been
go.
screenshots. But yeah, that's basically preparing our connection at Microsoft Store, Steam, and Epic, building that business relationship. So when our application is fully ready to be released, it gets uploaded to those marketplaces, and we already have that like kind of baseline. People already know our name. They know us from Microsoft Store. They know us from YouTube. Now we're on Steam. Now we're on Epic Games. So it kind of like builds that trust.
So, and I want to kind of run it back to the PTU points as well. You said, you're going to partner with a bunch of streamers, bunch of different creators, content creators, and then there will be all these different verticals that PTU points can be used for, and you're kind of cross pollinating with those communities. Um, tell us, like from a high level take, how does that affect the PRGN token? How much like attention will that kind of drive there? And you know, will there ever be an option to, like, let's say I could either stake like 1,000 Paragon tokens. Let's just keep it simple. If I have 1,000
Yeah.
Paragon tokens, I could either stake it to earn PTU points, or is there ever going to be an option where I could just burn my Paragon instantly to have PTU points redeemable, like on the spot? Maybe I earn 10x points doing that or something. Is that
Yeah, I mean,
anything you've thought
we
about?
added we added the instant swap feature on the Paragon page, and that literally took like 4 to 5 days. Also, you just had Hyperswap. We're in a group chat with him actually
No kidding.
about adding a separate swap button on there to obviously like Josh is talking about. He's a big Battlefield guy. Most people in the past 10, 15 years that are gamers, they know Bitcoin, they know Ethereum. Solana, I would say, is kind of new. So we want to
Yeah.
be able to add basically that easy accessible. If that's the only crypto they know, oh, they've been hearing buy Bitcoin for the past 30 years. So now if they have Bitcoin, it'll be easier to do Bitcoin to Paragon instead of just that strict soul to Paragon. So we're in
Interesting.
a group chat. Me, my dev, my CT manager, and we're actually been talking about him and just adding that widget to our website, basically
That's,
giving Hyperswap some love
that's
on our website
alpha.
and
That's
making
alpha.
it easier. Yeah.
Very cool. Yeah, I guess the ultimate goal would be like ease of access. You have all these normies, I'll say, uh, wanting to get a piece of this, play with their favorite streamer, just getting their hands on these PTU points ultimately, which is just a downstream of Paragon token. So like the ease of accessibility is going to be massive. What would
Yeah.
you guys say? Obviously, the Hyperswap potential integration there. What are you guys optimizing to make sure anyone can get their hands on Paragon easily?
Oh, directly in our app. So obviously, Performance V4, I had a page that instantly forwarded them to our Discord server and our website. Now, when they get instantly forwarded to our Discord and our website, they see Paragon everywhere. They see the discounts, they see the value, they see the vouchers. They're inclined to purchase that service. We have turned in like so many customers from YouTube from the free performance pack that they
Mm,
loved, which was pretty simple and like layman terms. It wasn't anything super advanced. It was really just to put our foot in the door and show that when we first launched a token, this is what we're offering. This is kind of what we do, and this is what to look forward to is the actual PTU application. Um, we're gonna have basically advertisements all within the application. That YouTube video with 80K views for a super small, simple, um, like application. This one's going to be so much more advanced, and we're having 3 iterations of it, which is going to be free. That free one is basically going to incline people. If they got a free one, they're obviously going to want a discount on an actual service, especially with how good the performance is just from the free iteration of PTU.
Yeah.
So it's all like designed to direct people to Paragon. So now paired with the PTU points they earn, the giveaways, using the application daily, because just holding Paragon earns you PTU points, but every customer that uses any of the 3 iterations of PTU earn PTU points as well, because it's all connected to our Discord database. So now you just have those 2 vectors like connecting. If they know about PTU points, they know about Paragon. If they know about Paragon, they know about the 3 times value discount.
Gavin, what you've done so successfully is build an entire ecosystem around a token, right? So, of course, it started with the discount. It started with again, like, yeah, it started with the discount, but now you've integrated PTU. You know, you're building out all these different verticals. Like, I would love to have a Paragon GTA 6 server when GTA 6 comes out, and you could use PTU points or Paragon inside that server to build the economy. But just like, again, when you kind of venture into this niche of computers and gaming, and like you said, you might do some software work for other companies, like you have that data center or I forget exactly what
Yeah,
you
it was
said it was.
a computer build company.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
like, there's just so many verticals and use cases for Paragon. It's pretty impressive what you've been able to do in regards to that ecosystem. Would you say as you expand and like grow this business into all these different verticals that the PRGN integration is kind of top of mind there and people could expect that to continue to really just tie to your company's growth?
Yeah, 1000 Paragon is like the Paragon token is Paragon. It's like kind of the foundation, the building block. It's our own actual currency designed within our ecosystem. Every single person knows what Battlefield 6 is. Every person knows what Call of Duty is. Every person knows what Valorant, Apex, Fortnite. These are household names. Like as I stressed before in the last interview, gaming isn't going anywhere. People will always need help with their computer. If you guys message me that, oh, my streaming is messed up, me and my dev or one of us would instantly be able to provide assistance. Like somebody is always going to need tech support, and that's exactly the niche we fill. It's in a sense bigger than gaming, but that's just what we're most well known of. But yeah, you can't fade gaming, you can't fade the tech industry. That's the
How
future. And
how come this expansion has started happening so fast? You said like you've been a company for years and years now, since COVID, I think if I remember correctly. But now it feels like everything's coming together with, with streamers, again, with these outside services. What's promoting this acceleration you guys are seeing?
honestly, I feel like we were already pretty successful with like what we've been doing, but we just wanted to kick it up a notch, honestly. I've had multiple employee meetings and stuff like that about wanting to scale, about wanting to build. And I remember saying, this was like 4 or 5 months ago. I was like, I want to find the next step to pivot into. Like, I don't want to be left in the past. I want to keep moving forward. I feel like we've been at the top of the game for so long, but I feel like there's a fourth wall to break here. Like, I just want to figure out what we can pivot into. And I want to say like a month and a half later, internet capital markets, Solana, like all of that came up, and me and my dev literally stayed on the call for like 18 hours. And then I started talking to a lot of traders like Scented Orange, like all those people. And like I was like, this is possible. Like we can make this happen for sure. And we already had the plan for the application, and tying Solana into it, tying Paragon into it would only improve its use case and only improve its value. I was like, this is a no-brainer. And I know what we're capable of. I know like most companies launching are doing this for like VC funding or anything like that, but like we're pretty much self-funded. This is all either getting burnt or going back into the business, so to speak, which already has a solid revenue use case with customers. And you go to my vouchers page, you see 10, 15 people service a day vouching us and stuff like that. You search my name up on Twitter, you see people vouching me on Twitter.
Yeah, I had an instant conversation today on a indie.fun panel where we were just talking about ICM and discussing some of the benefits to it. And I think one thing we've seen the evolution in for a while is like 5 years ago or so, we started seeing, Chick fil A, Walmart, Publix come out with this point system. And I think ICM, and you guys are an example of this, is so forward looking in the sense that it's putting a lot of rewards back in true users' hands, right? And so, where once we got nothing for our data, nothing for our customer, being customers, now you're seeing it a lot. And I think like this is a great example. You're rewarding the holders, you're rewarding users in many, many different ways. And it's just like so interesting to see that like transition we're seeing.
Yeah, and I feel like if you overcomplicate it, you kind of shut yourself into a super closed loop. I feel like most crypto natives are some of the smartest people I've ever met in my entire life. Like they know things, their vocabulary, the aspects of technology, and like just hearing the Meteora guys talk about DLMM pools and just what I'm like, you guys are just like they're just so big brain. But if I try to
Right.
explain that to a normal consumer, right? I feel like their face would melt off. Like they would have like zero clue what's even being said. So I kind
Yeah.
of feel like a project like Dupe, they've kind of taken that confusing aspect of crypto and hidden it. So now it's just a shopping site for moms and wives wanting to spend their husband's money. And that's perfect. That's
Exactly.
exactly what you need to do. So with Paragon, we're trying to take that overcomplication of like crypto, the big words, the fancy instant transaction swap, hyper light speed, like just that scares people away. I feel like that's why most people dislike crypto or disdain it because they just feel like most crypto people are like snarky or something like that. But that's just how they talk. So with Paragon, we're kind of like bearing that learning curve, that learning hump where it's just buy Paragon, access this, and you just lay it out in front of them in pictures, and you make it as simple as possible. And now instantly, you're not just locked into crypto natives. You're not just locked into the super gigabrain people of Solana. Now
Yeah.
you're in the consumer industry. You can now act like Dupe. You can now access moms and wives and grandmothers who are looking to buy something for their family. I can now access streamers and gamers, and because it's just simple. You want simplicity for a project. If it's
Absolutely.
overcomplicated, you're too deep in a hole that you can't get out of. You want to make it super simple. And I feel like
Yeah,
that's kind of the
I love that
narrative.
direction, Gavin. And you're right. Like Duke does a great job at doing that. I think it's been a huge eye opener. Pseudo said it from the Hyperswap interview. I mean, I just did. You might have heard, but he was like, when you're using these apps and platforms, you don't know what the underlying technology is. Like it just all works. It's all seamless. And I
Yeah.
think ultimately, like that's what you want with a token. You don't want to know about, you know, what kind of liquidity pool it's coming in and out of, or who's bridging it over. You just want to do it and have it
You
work,
just want
right?
to do it. Yeah.
So I love that you've taken this points approach. Would you say that was like partially inspired by Bobby and Dupe, or I guess you guys
Um,
maybe did this at a similar time?
I don't even know how old Dupe. I don't even know how old the Dupe token is. I feel like we try to make our business standard simple because obviously computers are confusing. Computers and I feel
Yeah.
like crypto go hand in hand. If you overcomplicate computers and you say these big words, the motherboard, flashing BIOS, doing your CPU, OC, core volt, like if you just use all these big, like terms and words that you kind of scare away that customer base. Like, oh, that dude's speaking way too crazy. So we want to simplify it to the point where, oh, you buy our service, we boost your FPS. Oh, simple, perfect. I need more FPS. I need to lag less. Perfect. That's on me. So that's kind of been our business model before we even got into Solana. I can't say we were like inspired, but I would say, yeah, us and Dupe are closely aligned with that idea. Like, if you go to the Dupe website, you don't even know anything's crypto. It's just
Yeah.
like, oh, I'm just on a shopping site. My wife was on it looking. I didn't even say anything. I saw her on it. I was like, oh wow,
No
she got
way.
one shot by the Dupe ad. Yeah, she
That's
saw it. It was
hilarious.
on like TikTok or Instagram, and she's looking at Dupe ads for the couch. So I'm like, it's if she doesn't even know what it is, then that means all of the users probably don't even know what it is, and that's exactly what you want for ICM, a project with a native token like this.
Absolutely. Yeah. No, I love that take. Um, but I guess there's so many verticals of Paragon. It's exciting what you guys are doing. I don't know. I think I covered all the bases that I had. Any questions I had? Anything you want to maybe say? Last words, closing thoughts to leave people with.
Oh yeah, obviously I feel like all of last week and kind of even into this week, people have been like, oh, super scared about like, the market and stuff like that. Obviously, with the CCM meta, people streaming, Pump took a ton of liquidity, which is fine. Like, obviously, that was going to happen. Alon wants his launchpad to succeed. And with the streaming meta, like, that was huge. A lot of my friends ate huge on that. Like,
Yeah.
ex Fortnite players turned traders. Um, excuse me. Yeah, ex
Good.
Fortnite players turned traders. face away. I have retweeted his page. Like I work with him all the time. He hit my DMs like, oh, I'm about to like stream. I'm like, okay, bet.
That's crazy.
150K in creator fees. And
Dude,
like that's crazy. Yeah, obviously it's crazy. Sustainable for a long term of that much fees and that much volume for somebody, probably not. I feel like it was a popular meta for a hot second. I
right.
would say like the next week or so, it's going to cool off again until like a professional Fortnite player isn't going to be able to spawn and do anything crazy unless it's like Face Way who
Right.
ran the face of Fortnite or like Booga or something like that. But yeah, until we have like obviously the bag work is really cool, but I feel like the meta is going to be super selective on the type of volume they give to these streamers, and I think it's going to flow right back into ICM. Honestly, I feel like we have
Ultimately.
another week and a half. This is the future of Solana. This is what Tolly wants. This is what Mert wants. This is what Solana itself wants. We obviously see how many people are like they want to believe so bad. They want it. They know that trading and sniping like that's just boring. They want to believe in something. So
Well, CCM it's really like a branch from ICM. It's like
yeah,
I would say one in the same, but without ICM, you don't really have CCM. I don't know. But
yeah,
I guess one question that I think of is you're deeply entrenched in crypto now, but you're very focused on making it seamless and kind of having that aspect be kind of phased out. Not phased out, but just like I said, seamless. Would there ever be a crypto vertical? Like we're seeing a lot of people suffer from getting drains and protection and security in that aspect. Would you guys ever, I don't know, integrate some sort of antivirus, anti-malware software that maybe helps people stay protected in crypto? Because we know it's a dangerous
yeah.
field, right? People lose money all
Honestly,
the time.
for our application, we're putting failsafe and virus checks inside of it. But I never really thought about that. I know most people just use Windows Defender. Some people use like Norton and stuff. Most third-party antiviruses suck. They actually like don't really work at all.
Okay.
Windows Defender is probably the best like security measure for your computer, but even then, sometimes it misses stuff. The way malware and like drains and hackers like work now, they're better than Microsoft. That's why we have all these updates constantly. They're whatever Microsoft fixes, hackers and exploiters figure out the next thing to circumvent and get
Right.
around. But yeah, I think we're obviously doing we're doing like a disk cleanup, Windows repair function. But yeah, I'll talk to my dev about maybe even adding like some virus scans.
Yeah,
That'd be
I see.
that's actually not a bad.
I don't know, but like you know better than me, but I just see all these stories of people getting drained
Yeah.
and people somehow, I don't know, putting themselves in compromised situations. And we
Mm.
know crypto is like an extremely lucrative niche if you can crack it. So I don't
Yeah.
know, just
Yeah, I
just
just
wondering.
I just woke up and saw Cupsy's tweet and stuff.
Yeah. Crazy.
Yeah. And
500K
like
drained.
500 yeah, 500K. Honestly, it's like Dasani in the Pacific Ocean, but 500K is still 500K.
Yeah.
And he is definitely like he practices internet safety. Like I know that for a fact. So was it probably his fault? Probably not. It was probably back end authentication. I know there's like a lot of people throwing around names and stuff in this comment section, but yeah, crypto is super scary, and obviously, well, our people to be protected. That's what we host all of our servers on our own. We have our own server and stuff like that in our house, so like everything's like perfectly safe on that aspect. But yeah, I think we can look into like internet security, crypto security, everything like that,
Cool.
like
Would
in
be
the
cool to see.
future.
I
Yeah.
kind of I kind of cut you off though. I think maybe you had your full thought out there, but I guess I'll give you one last chance again. What should people be looking forward to with Paragon and what's
Definitely
coming?
stay tuned for the tweet today. First live video or GIF. I'm gonna see how to like convert it and render it in like high quality the recording. But stay tuned for that tweet today and later this week. Obviously, we're dropping some more stuff. We're really focusing on the PTU application so we can get it listed. So we're gonna like really just start showing everybody what we've been working on these past couple of weeks, and then working on the hyperswap thing for the website, getting that added on, and
Alpha.
then we have a YouTube video coming, um, and I want to say like a week, and a lot of people are like, "Oh, like your YouTube videos aren't talking about crypto because it's not seamless enough yet." Remember, we want it to be unnoticeable. We want people to be able to like, "Oh, it's not even noticeable." We're now nearing that point where Paragon's becoming almost unnoticeable as crypto. So we're gonna throw our first batch of basically, we have our own native token and we host giveaways with it in our first YouTube video. And this one should do really good. We've been working on it for a long time about network optimization, getting rid of buffer bloat, lowering ping, increasing upload and download speed. This is going to be a super good video, and it's going to tie into
Oh,
Paragon for the first time. And so you guys will see the broad spectrum of how many people need computer and tech support and gaming needs on the internet, and then everybody's allowed to value Paragon at that. But
that's alpha. That's alpha. Well,
yeah,
I'm excited for it. I'll be paying attention. Your YouTube videos have been slapping, like you just showed us. So that'll
yeah,
be huge. You got a full team working on the content side, or
yeah. So I have a content manager, and sometimes just all of us as employees, me, my co-owner, our network engineer, even my dev. He did the most recent one. We just screen record and do the video ourselves. Our
cool.
editor, Zangxi, he's really good. And then yeah, they just handle all that. As we just sit in the recording, they do everything for us.
Beast. Beast. Gavin,
Yeah,
it's always good talking to you, bro, dude. And
most definitely, man.
Paragon, one of our favorites to talk about on the show when it comes to just use case, proof of concept, everything like that. So glad to have you guys on always. Thanks for showing
For
us
sure,
what's
for
going
sure.
on. We
Thank you for
appreciate you.
having me on, man.
Yeah, you're the best, man. Take it easy, Gavin.
Peace out.